Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to St. Bernard Acres. It is cold and rainy and ugly out here. This is Thursday, November 14th. How y'all are? Be out here till Monday doing whatever work I can get done. In the cold, not going to do anything in the rain, but it's like 45 degrees out and very breezy. And I'm telling you, the rain just makes it all seem colder. I don't know why. But you can see the flag is blowing. We have a breeze, and some of the weeds out there I got to cut down are blowing. But yeah, this is just an excuse to retire to the confines of the warm cabin and just hang out there, make a video for y'all, and finish up my book. I'm going to finish up probably tomorrow the final analysis on the JFK assassination. Fascinating book. I'll tell you all about it later. All right, welcome inside the cabin. It's a whole lot warmer in here than it is out there, trust me. That's why I'm really glad I got that propane heater over there. No matter what the temperature is outside, I keep this on low. When I get here, it's, between 40 and 45 degrees. So it doesn't run a lot, but it makes it a whole lot easier to heat up once I get here. And it keeps everything from freezing. If I'm not here and the temperature's in the teens, it's still, 40 in here. So I don't mind that at all. And I haven't found a wood stove yet that will self-feed to keep itself going. So I'm glad I got the propane. Today's video is for preppers and the prepping community. And an idea that one of my members, well, not I don't have memberships. Maybe I need to set up memberships. You guys can support me that way. If I set up memberships, maybe YouTube will actually pay me a little bit of money. I don't know. Anyway, one of the subscribers, y'all know her, Malachi's Corner. Go check out her page, by the way, her YouTube channel. Good stuff. Really good stuff, especially gardening and prepping and just general knowledge. It's a very good channel, and I love having her in our live streams. It's really good. So I'll preface this with saying we all know what happened in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, right? The devastation that occurred, we know about. But where did the support come from? Where did the help come from? Not from FEMA, not from the government. The help they got was from fellow Americans like us. That's who showed up to help. That should be a wake-up call to everybody. You cannot count on the federal government to help you in a time of need like that. They're just not going to do it anymore. Your fellow American will come and help you. So I wanted to do a video. I think I may have discussed it a little bit, but I wanted to say something about that. As a prepper, right, I've decided that one thing I should do, I've mentioned several times, I probably have about 18 months worth of food out here at St. Bernard Acres. I'm very, very fortunate to have St. Bernard Acres, a place I can bug out to if necessary, a place if I can get here, that's the key, if I can get here, we will all be fine. Well, a lot of our friends don't have that. What I was thinking I was going to start doing is, besides my own prepping, maybe a little bit more I can get certain items set aside for when something like this happens to fellow Americans, and I'll be able to help out in some way. If something like what happened in Asheville, North Carolina, western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, Those people lost absolutely everything. They have no method of transportation. They can't go anywhere, right? But I could load up my truck with some supplies and I could drive down there, offer supplies to the people who are there helping, to the people who are stranded there and went through all of this. I can prepare also for other events and for other people. Not a lot, not, a great thing. I know it's hard. I know times are hard and it's expensive. But like my friend that runs the pawn shop that I go to all the time, he offered me a deal on 25 wool blankets, right? The good wool blankets for $100, basically at his cost for 25 of them. And I'm like, okay, I can buy that and I can put that in storage somewhere here. And voila, if something happens, that's one way I can help out. Right? That's all I'm thinking about. Not charging anybody anything. There's no money involved here. You're not going to do that. Right? So Malachi brought up a really good thought on that. And I had done something like this with Alex's friends who are truck drivers. It was hard to set up, but I'm glad we did. There's 16 or 17 of his buddies who are truck drivers. Let's say something really, SHTF really happens, right? The government shut down, the civil unrest, financial collapse, whatever. These guys are going to be stuck where they are. They're over the road truck drivers. They need to get to their families. They need to get home, right? So we spent 3 years putting this plan together, but people like me, my family who is willing to help, their families and extended families who are willing to help, they have a map. They have a whole thing laid out, all of the places they can go to on their way home that will help them. They can find safety there and sanctuary there. They can rest, they can get cleaned up, they can eat, then get to the next location. These are all within this cluster of drivers to try to help make sure everybody can get home if something happens. So, and that's a very small scale. Like I said, we've got, 20 people involved in it, trying to get them transported to their various locations. But it's a real nice plan that, if needed, hopefully it can help a few of them out at least. Um, I'm not going to say it's the perfect plan, but it's something that we could do. Well, Malachi made me think about this. And I wonder, and I'm only spitballing here, I have no idea for sure, right? I need your input on whether something like this is even feasible, if it's viable enough to pursue it further, right? If we could develop a network like this of preppers that can help other preppers who are in need, right? And by that, I mean, in this network, we would all have, it's not like just go there. This is not going to be public knowledge. It's only going to be for our group of preppers who want to be in this group, right? Nobody is invited to come to St. Bernard Acres to stay. I'm not doing that. But what you can do, if you're part of this group and we know who you are, let's say something again happens in North Carolina and Malachi's Corner has got to get out of there. She lost all of her preps. Her home was flooded, burned down, something. She, along with hundreds of thousands of other evacuees, have to get somewhere else. Well, she happens to have a big family in Indiana where she can go. How can she get there? Right? Think of the Underground Railroad from the Civil War. Remember, they used to take slaves from the South and get them up north to freedom. There was a series of safe houses they could go to and stay at that safe house for a night and then go to the next one the next day and work their way up north. I'm thinking something like this. And not for the general public, only for the preppers that we know and that we have in our group, right? She could stop here on her way to Indiana. She could stop here, spend the night in the barn, eat, get cleaned up, get rested, and then continue on to the next location. Work her way. And I don't mean, she has to go 5 miles between locations. She might have to go, you know, 25 miles to the next place or 30 miles to the next place. But at least she's got something she can get to and she'll have support getting her there, right? All of us who have these locations where we can offer help will be, have our ham radios and everything open so that I know, look, Malachi's Corner is on her way. There's 3 of them. They should be there in 36 hours. Be on the lookout for them. So I know they're coming. Nobody else is going to know that they can come here. Like I said, this is not going to be made public. I just don't know if something like that can work, if that's viable. I would like to hear some feedback on whether this is worth pursuing. Nobody's going to pay anything. But I think about it like a cache. Remember preppers who say they have to get to their bug out location, put a cache of supplies somewhere and resources so that on their way they can stop there and take care of it. Get resupplied. That's what I'm thinking about being able to do because I do have the benefit of St. Bernard Acres. So I just wonder if something like that's worth pursuing. We will have a registry. Only the people that are on that registry that we know are preppers that are trying to get to either their bug out location or the safety of their families, something like that. I think that's something we can put together. And like I said, no charge, no money, nobody's coming to your place or to my place to stay. It's just you're welcome here to recharge and get on your way. If something happened in Wheeling and I had to walk to St. Bernard Acres, right? I'm 65 years old, 67 years old, not in the best of shape. I'm not going to be able to make a 65-mile march in a day. I know that, right? But maybe I could have a place that, look, get to here, rest up for the night. Now, if I'm hiking and walking, trying to get to my bug out location, then I'm not going to get any rest because I have to be my own security and everything. We're not going to be able to rest up. We could get to a place, get some rest, be safe, recharge, and then get ready to move on to the next stage, to the next location. Like I said, I don't even know if that's a viable project we should even get into. But let me know what you think. I thought Malachi's Corner, I'm so glad you brought that back up, and that's something we can talk about. Give me some thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'll set up a thing where I can get a little ad hoc committee together. We can start laying out some plans and trying to formulate if we can do it. We can meet on the computers and do that kind of stuff. I can have private chats where we can all get in there and just do our thing and see if maybe we can work something like this out. That's all I'm wondering. This is Joe here in the cabin at St. Bernard Acres, getting ready to get back into my book. I'm out, folks. Thanks for joining me.